right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to season 7, episode 23 of the Focus TV. We got Octavia Wyatt here, Raymond Lyons, Cardell Dudley Jr. I'm Wilson. Tarpey Jr. is a big week. We got NBA playoffs. We're still in the first round. That's already been very exciting. Controversial, depending on where your fandom lies. For the teams that got kicked out in the play-in, some of you need to stop podcasting already, but I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit later. Cardell, let's get started. Portsmouth Invitational Tournament is that time of year. For those that didn't watch the all-around, obviously get over to the channel and get on that ASAP. That's it, Cardell. Floor's yours.
I see what kind of show this is going to be. Shots galore. But, look, man, Janai King, undefeated, overcame a slow start to defeat Portsmouth Partnership 75-68. To capture the 2024 Portsmouth Invitational Tournament Championship. Janai King was led by SIU guard Xavier Johnson, who posted 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. Virginia Tech guard Hunter Coulter, who added 13 points and 5 rebounds, and Michigan State guard AJ Hogart Jr. contributed 11 points and 4 rebounds. Standout 6'8" wing out of Cleveland State, Tristan Enaruna, took home MVP honors for stellar play and helping lead Janai King to the championship throughout the week. He started out with a bang and about 28-point performance, and just rode that wave. And he was huge. To me, he was the best prospect in the whole tournament. Sean East II out of Missouri led Portsmouth Partnership with a game high 24 points, while DJ Horn and Malevi Leons both added 10 points each. Look, want to also give props to Cynthia Cooper. Again, I'm a full believer that women can coach men, especially if you know the game, X's and O's, and you can connect with players. Those are the key ingredients to being a successful coach. And if you put the time in throughout the season to make adjustments, that's the key. And, Hall of Famer, she obviously don't need to do this, but she's doing it. Coach Janai King, they was impressive from the opening game when they was blowing out their opponent, and they rode that wave undefeated and captured a championship. So with her leading the way, it just goes to show you it doesn't matter, and they loved her. You could just tell because she would joke with them and stuff like that, and you could just look at the feedback. But when she got serious and was coaching them, all eyes was on her, no attitude, no looking down, no looking away. It was just eyes locked into her, and that just shows you the respect that they have. And keep in mind, these are youngins, they're early 20s. I mean, they were just born or weren't even alive when she was doing her damage in the WNBA. So that's impressive that, she demanded that respect right away, man. But look, for a full game analysis and recap, like Wilson said, visit finestmade.com and check out the new episode all around to get all the details of the game you guys for. To close this out, the Portsmouth committee did name their all-tournament team. Aaron Estrada, Joel Soriano, Gerard Lucas, Jameer Young, local product, out of DeMatha, takeover, obviously played at Maryland, started at Charlotte. Isaac Jones, like I just said, MVP, Tristan Enaruna, Tolu Smith III, Sean East II, DJ Horn out of NC State, and another local product out of Paul VI, started at George Mason, finished at Providence, Josh Aduro. So get over to the website and check it out. It's in depth. It's a little bit of a breakdown for not just the game, but for all the standouts throughout the week.
All right, folks, we're gonna take our first break. When we get back, we're gonna take a little breath and get into all this NBA playoff stuff. You got 2 game 2s on tonight. One happening as we're recording. Got another one. You had a crazy ending last night's game. The reigning champs doing what it is that they're doing. But you're watching the Focus TV. We'll be right back. And when we get back, we're getting straight to this NBA playoffs. All right, folks, as promised, to the NBA playoffs last week, we were gearing up for the playoffs. I think the play-in games were literally a play-in game was being played when we were recording last week. So I do a quick little recap in terms of what happened already with the play-in games. The Lakers beat the Pelicans to clinch the 7th seed. The Kings beat the Warriors, and the Dubs and Podcast Man were eliminated. The Pelicans then beat the Kings to clinch the 8th seed. On the east side of things, the Sixers beat the Heat to clinch the 7th seed, while the Bulls beat the Hawks. Atlanta got they got some soul searching to do with whatever the hell they got going on over there. I'm sorry, I don't know it. That's the kindest way I can say it. The Bulls then lost to the Heat, another team that got some, they need to figure some things out too. This is a boat. If Miami took the AFC, surprise, Miami's still here. So we're gonna get to the first round action. Look, we'll just start on the Eastern Conference side, work our way through, go series by series. I'm just gonna ask you guys honestly what you guys been thinking so far. Celtics and Heat. We saw what that first game looked like. We saw the Celtics get off to a hellacious start to that game. So Miami fight back a little bit, but Boston took game one. Did a 1 seed for a reason. You guys' thoughts on this one? We'll start with Ray. Work our way up.
I mean, yeah, you basically laid it out. A 1-8 series. We pretty much know how this is going to go. I know typically Miami usually turns it on at this part of the season, but I mean, Boston, they had the best record in the league for a reason. This is they should handle business rather quickly here. I mean, Tatum didn't even do Tatum things, to be perfectly honest. And then Miami's they're still a little wounded. So I think Boston will make quick work of them.
Cardell.
Yeah, and Jimmy hurt. Young, basically relying on Bam, Hero, and a rookie to try to carry the load, and they got their hands full with their individual matchups. You know what I mean? So then when they go to the bench, it's just no contest. You know what I mean? Look, I know the Heat culture, they're mentally tough, they fight, they compete, they don't go away, but that's a dangerous game to play. To always kind of be on life support, and they have to always battle back to life. And that's just not one I'm a fan of. Why you gotta be on life support to compete and fight all the time, man. Let's one, they got to do some of their soul searching on their own, because it's just too many key injuries at the wrong time. You know what I mean? And could be overworking. Who knows? You know what I mean? But like Ray said, man, it's a dangerous game because the Celtics already loaded as is. And they haven't even got all their horses all playing together at the same time. What happens when they do? So it's going to be ugly. It's going to be epic, man. So yeah, they're not really of a match. I expect a sweep unless Jimmy gets healed up somehow, some magical way, and he can come in and save the day for one game, be the best player on the floor, which is what he's capable of when he's healthy. But when him limping around and stuff like that, it's just it ain't much they can do. It's just a mercy killer. It's just a matter of how bad it's gonna be.
Octavia.
Yeah, I think you all basically, kind of hit the nail on the head. It should be easy work, but for whatever reason, I don't know, just the Celtics and the Heat series always seem to just be a little bit crazy. But granted, no Jimmy Butler is really going to be tough for them with the MCL injury. It's crazy the fact that he injured his MCL in the first quarter of the playing game and still played the rest of the game on it. But yeah, I don't think they'll have enough. But to me, in this series, it really comes down to what Boston does. Boston plays around too much for my liking at times. Even at the end of the game, they kind of took their foot off the gas again. And that's going to be the story for them throughout the playoffs. Even in some of the losses that they had throughout the season, they were up really, really big, and then they kind of cruised, and then it got a little bit too tight. You don't want to continue to play like that, even though you're playing against, a team with a lot of injuries and shouldn't be in the same conversation as you. But the players, they had a lot of time off at the end of the season as well, so they really got to get back in their groove. I don't think they'll have any issues, but crazier things have happened. But I'm with all of you guys. Boston should make this light work. They shouldn't play around. They should sweep, get as much rest as they possibly can, and get ready for the next round. Jason Tatum, like you said, he didn't even go crazy, even though he had a modest triple-double in the game. And you can really see the difference with Drew Holiday pretty much like all year. But those times when they usually get a little helter-skelter, back and forth with Marcus Smart, they didn't really have anybody to really settle it down, have a quote-unquote true or natural point guard, and you can tell that Drew is. And they got a lot. Even people were questioning their bench throughout the season, and their bench has showed up a lot as well. So, like you all said, it should be light work. Hopefully, they don't play around with it and do what they need to do, because they seemingly have a great path to be able to get back to the finals.
All right, I'll tell you, so we can work our way back down. We got Cleveland, Orlando. That's the 4-5 matchup. They already, they already 2 games in on that one. And that's the interesting one, because you got 2 groups trying to figure out how to win. The benefit, obviously, is somebody's done a little bit more in the playoffs than the other group. But your thoughts on that one, then, Cardell and Ray?
To be fair, I thought this was going to be a little bit more competitive. Like, I'm not saying that it's not, but the Magic have had a pretty good season with Paolo and everybody down there. And the Cavs have been kind of struggling towards the end of the season with the injuries as well with Donovan Mitchell. But like you said, right now in this series, it just looks like experience over youth. They've been there. Granted, they may not have all gone all the way, but they have a lot of talent, veteran-wise. Granted, the Magic do too, but they have a lot of youngins. I don't think it's over. I think the Magic at least get one and possibly make it interesting, because they had a really good season. I know they're a 5 seed, but they were up there, the 2 and 3 seed at one point throughout the season, so they have the talent to be able to do it. But yeah, I think this one is kind of going to be a toss. It just really depends on who's going to come in and play the hardest. But right now, it looks like the Cavs are pulling it out.
Cardell, Cavs, Magic.
Can't stop Donovan Mitchell. The youth is showing. They can't stop Donovan Mitchell. It's a combination of things. They can't stop Donovan Mitchell. They can't really score the ball efficiently outside of Paulo Banchero. They're shooting 34% from the field in the series and 23% from 3 and 67% from the line. And they're being out rebounded 51-40 in the series. Yeah, man. And the inexperience is showing. They get rocked, they get hit hard. They go down big, and then they'll find a way to fight back out of hard. But when you're there, when you kind of got it figured out, you don't really go down. Like, it may be like a 5 or 6 point nothing run, and then you come back. For them, it's like a 15-2 run or something like that, multiple throughout the game. They just showing that they haven't been there. It's similar to the Pacers, the game up the other night, which we're going to get to. How that started with that explosion, and then they battled back. It's like a shock that, I've been hearing about it all my life, that the NBA playoffs is different, but yeah, it's different. And it's in real time, and you realizing that. Meanwhile, the Cavs have been there and done that before. They're like, yeah, it's just trying to do what we do, elevate our games and trying to make this run. So to me, that's basically what you're seeing. But they got other guys got to step up and hit shots. They got to find a way to slow down Donovan Mitchell, and they damn sure got to get the boards. They got so many bigs down there, young bigs, young mobile athletic bigs, to be getting punished on the boards like that 51-40. That's basically the ball game. You know what I mean? Like, if you scoring about half of those, man, that's depending on if they're threes or and ones or something, that's at least 10 extra points just off that. You know what I'm saying? And we saw what happens when you keep getting offensive rebounds or, you control the boards in the next series, which we're going to get to as well. It's costly. It adds up. So those are extra possessions. And then when you can't stop them, and you can't hit shots all on top of that. So you're giving them extra chances to make shots, and you can't hit shots. It's just a bad recipe, man. So, that's my take for that series, man. Maybe the Magic will play better at home. Maybe that's what they need. To kind of being handled out in Cleveland.
Right.
Yeah. Before I get into the series, just a unrelated but related matter. Take the first round back to best of 5. Like, why are we doing this? The thing that stuck out to me is the Magic. They just look shell shocked, like Cardell said, man. It's a whole different atmosphere. The lights look a little too bright for them right now. They're not. Nobody on the Magic looks like themselves except Paolo. you know, and that's the main issue, man. And yeah, and then Donovan Mitchell is being Donovan Mitchell. So yeah, they got to get their legs under them. And maybe the confines of home will, you know, get them to settle down a little bit. But you know, as of right now, they just look like they're wilting under the pressure, for lack of a better term. Yeah, this ain't the regular season, man. That intensity is different. You know, the energy in the building is different. Yeah, you're playing for higher stakes, and yeah, it's rough that first time. So yeah, they got to figure it out, man. They got to find themselves, and they got to find a way not to get their hands off the reins early, you know, because you go down big and you expend all your energy to fight back, and damn, where are you? Especially with their rebound issues and them not being able to hit shots, they're just fighting a constant uphill battle, and yeah, that's why they're in a 0-2 hole right now.
All right,
before you go on, Jared Allen is averaging 16 points and 19 rebounds right now in the series. And Mobley is right behind him, averaging 9 rebounds. The Magic's leading in rebounds. Franz Wagner is averaging 7.
like you said, that's unacceptable for a team with that type of size. Like they have size up and down the roster. Like they got to take size out the game to put shooting in at times. Like you said, too many young bigs to be getting killed on the glass like that. And look like Cleveland.
Go ahead, my bad. And they don't have nobody to really set the table. You know what I'm saying, on the Magic. Like Markel's that guy. I don't know if he's hurt or not, but he's looking horrible. Like I gotta, you know, the other kid, the injuries done, like it's bad. Like he's become unplayable. You know what I mean? Like he's only averaging 9 minutes in the series, and he's the guy they got, you know, that sets the table for everybody because he's the only one kind of with the natural point guard instinct. Cole's a scorer. Harris is a scorer. Jalen Suggs, combo guard. He's not a traditional point. So you really don't have nobody to really set the table and get everybody, you know, good their shots and key moments and control the game. So right now, they winging it from that position on top again, dominating the board. So yeah, they got a lot of. It's just hard to win in the playoffs when you ain't got a floor general, somebody that can control the game.
Like you said, man, it's damn near impossible. Flow the game gets crazy. There's key moments. It's a bunch of key moments in playoff basketball, and you let those moments go, you're in a world of hurt. Cardell, we'll stay with you. You already mentioned the Bucks and Pacers a little bit ago. As another team, you know, where the Pacers kind of getting shell-shocked just a little bit. Go to you, then Octavian, and back to Ray. Pacers Bucks, man.
I mean, obviously that was the Dame Lillard show on the first half. It was he looked like Portland Dame. He bombed them boys something serious, man. It was ugly. But the thing is that I'm sure the Pacers are encouraged by is my man didn't score in the second half, and they mounted a comeback. Now they ran out of gas and all that, but if that's your first time in the playoffs, that should show. Outside Pascal Siakam, who's used to it, he was the only one that was consistent. Everybody else was kind of like shell-shocked, the youngins and stuff like that. So they see now that they can at least compete with them. Now it's just a matter of calming down and putting a full 48, especially when Giannis out. You're going to have to do it because if he pops up in return, you ain't got no chance. So, and I think also with him not being there, the style that they played compared to without him compared to when they did during the regular season with him, I'm sure caught them off guard. You know what I'm saying? I know Doc switched up a lot because he kind of made Dame Lillard the focal point. Whereas when Giannis is, you know, there, he's the guy. So, you know, like it's different. Like now Miles Turner instead of going to the block, he got to defend Brook Lopez, and Brook Lopez at the top of the key setting the screen on Dame. You know, it's advantage Bucks. You know, it is what it is. They just got to hit their shot. So, you know, just I'm interested to see what kind of adjustments they make because Rick Carlisle was great at that. So we're gonna see how it go. I know they're young, but I want to see how they, you know, bounce back. Like, let's be real, Bucks did what they should do. The team first time in the playoffs with this current, you know, iteration of the Pacers. They did what they should do. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, game 2 would kind of be a telltale to see if they're mercy killing. They just here, you know, to pat themselves on the back. Yeah, you made the playoffs. Great. or they really gonna fight and push the Bucks.
Right. And that is like part of life sometimes with hitting the postseason, like you alluded to a little while ago. It hits something different for a lot of folks. Octavia, your thoughts on Pacers Bucks, and then Ray, get your thoughts on Pacers Bucks.
Yeah, just kind of like we said too with the Cavs and the Mavs series, it just seemed like youth versus, we've been here before. A lot of those players on the team have had deep playoff runs and actually won championships. It was definitely a get back game for Dame. He ain't been in the playoffs in a while. So it gave one of those I'm just excited to be here type situations. I ain't been here in a while. So yeah, I mean they went out and did what they were supposed to do. But the Pacers have played the Bucks well all year in their series. So it tends to make me think they were a little bit tight going into the game, with a lot of their players being their first time in the playoffs. So I do expect the games to get a little bit closer, especially if Giannis continues to miss time. I don't think he's playing tonight either. But yeah, because we know Halliburton can go off, whether it's shooting or passing the ball. They got a good little core, and also like Cardell said, Rick Carlisle is, he's an OG in the game when it comes to coaching, and he does make very, very good adjustments after games. So I'll definitely be running to watch this game once we finish up, because that's the one I really want to see how both teams respond, both of it, from game one. Will the Milwaukee Bucks keep their foot on the gas and really try to, of course, hold serve and go up 2-0, or will the Youngins and the Pacers be able to kind of turn it around and get back to the way they were playing against them earlier in the year? So,
Ray, your thoughts on Pacers Bucks?
Yeah, I was definitely interested to see how that series is going to start. Given that the Pacers, they have matched up well with Milwaukee throughout the entire season, and with Giannis being out, I thought they had a good chance to come in and steal one, but Dame said he wasn't having it. I guess he was just incredible in the first half, and I think that took their will, to be perfectly honest, man. And they did look a little tight. Their shot selection was absolutely terrible. Just chucking a bunch of threes and not making a lot of them. We had our fill of that this season with the team that we cover, but I'm not gonna reopen old wounds. But yeah, man, they gotta play a much more sound game, and they just gotta be more under control and be more decisive and value possessions more. It was a point in the third quarter they had a chance, to kind of to shrink the lead, but they would just come down and throw up anything. They wasted maybe about 4 or 5 possessions in a row, and the Bucks wasn't scoring either. That was the time where they could have actually made it a game, but they allowed the Bucks to survive the drought, and they got right back to business and stretched the lead back out. So yeah, I definitely want to see how Rick Carlisle is going to have them prepared for game 2. And if Giannis is not playing, they got to get this one, because if they lose 2 games without Giannis even being there, I think at that point the Bucks they're gonna just go in for the kill.
All right, we got Nick 76. Go ahead, Cardell.
2 things with that real quick. What Ray say about the 3-point shooting with the Pacers? They were 8 of 38. I didn't realize they were that bad. They were 8 of 38. And Tyrese Halliburton, best believe that Dame time thing he did on the play-in, that was get back. Dame not going to admit it now, but it was. You know what I'm saying? So you can't have Dame have the first half like he did, and you only have 9 and 8 in 38 minutes. Like that. Come on, man. Like if he gonna play like that, they done. It don't even matter. They need him to be the all-star that he is.
Big facts. We got the Knicks and the 76ers. Villanova boys up 2-0 in this series. I tell you, we'll start with you.
Yeah. what's scary about this is that we saw the tear that Jalen Brunson went on at the end of the season. And what's scary about it is the fact that he hasn't even been playing well. I think they said he's shooting 30% from the field in the first 2 games, and they still winning. We know Embiid is not 100%. Everything that I've been seeing, that people don't even think he's 50%. He definitely looks like he's laboring out there. And he's laboring out there, but he's still dropping 30. It's just, this is a crazy series. I think this is probably one of the top series where, yes, it's 2-7, but we know if Joel didn't get hurt earlier on in the year, that they probably would have been a higher seed. So these are 2 really good teams playing against each other, where both have had injuries. Because of course Julius Randle hasn't played for who knows how long. Anunoby was out for a while as well. But like you said, the Villanova boys have been carrying them all year. And even with Julius Randle being out, that gave a lot of other people opportunities to play. Hartenstein's been playing well. McBride's been playing well. And even when Jalen Brunson doesn't play well, everybody around him knows that they have to elevate their game, and they are. But again, on the other side, like, it's 2-0, but it was a close 2-0. If you want to give anybody morality points, or kudos just for being close, but you still lost. This is definitely going to be a hard fought series in my opinion. But the Sixers got to get game 3. If they don't get game 3, it's going to be blood in the water, and the Knicks going to be like, let's go ahead and get up out of here. But yeah, it's been wild. I think the Sixers need more help than just Joel and just Tyrese Maxey. Tobias Harris is going to have to eventually live up to his contract. And I mean, everybody else has got to step up. I mean, Nicholas Batum and Kyle Lowry are, older vets. They can only do but so much. But yeah, it's going to be a good game. Game 2 was good. It was real good. This was probably the best back-to-back game night in the NBA that I've seen in a very long time. Once we get to the second one, the crazy sequence at the end of it, the Knicks scored 8 points in 20 seconds. They were on the other end of that almost 30 years ago, at the hands of the Pacers. But yeah, it was crazy. It just shows their resilience. And think about it, like, it's basically their starters, like, they play a lot of minutes throughout the year, and they play a lot of minutes in the playoffs so far. And so you can tell that they're built for it. And even though Jalen Brunson hasn't had a great series so far, he made the shots when they needed it. He made a key 3 when they definitely needed it. Dante DiVincenzo missed the wide open 3 at the end. But again, Isaiah Hartenstein, who is everywhere with the offensive rebound, and DiVincenzo having the goal to shoot it again and get the bucket. So you definitely could tell that they really want it. The New York fans are acting like this is, the finals right now. We still got some more time to go. I think I heard somebody said they had a parade after game 1. That's a bit much. I don't know if this is true, but I heard something like that. They're just excited to be here, guys. So yeah, it's gonna be a really good series. I'm excited. I'm not so excited to continuously hear people complain about officiating. The officials didn't make you not play defense and get 8 points scored on you in 20 seconds. That sounds like a player situation, coaching, something else. So I hope the scapegoating on the referees don't continue with these grievances that I really don't know what the point of the grievances, because the game is over. You can't rewind time and go back and say, actually, we win and they lose. But here we are.
Cardell, Knicks, Sixers.
Man, the Villanova Knicks, man. They boys fight, man, and that's why they were winning with Jay Wright was the coach, man. The boys know how to make an impact in every facet of the game, man. I feel like they're more dangerous when they're not scoring, because then they really zero in on the other things they need to do to win the game, and they understand how to win. And you know what I mean? And the thing that's not being talked about is that they're not giving up much. Tyrese Maxey's having a hell of a series, yes. That's just because he's small, he's bigger than Brunson. He can just raise up over Brunson. But them other guys, the reason why they not getting off, Tobias and Kelly Oubre, and the reason why they ain't getting off because they dealing with Josh Hart, the difference is they strapping them. You know that those ain't easy wins. Like, yes, you need them to score and try, but easier said than done. You gotta understand what you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Mitchell Robinson, Hartenstein down there, and that's they're the typical Tom Thibodeau team. You know what I'm saying? Where defense first, defense second. We get the offense when we get to that, but we're gonna bring that toughness in defense. It's reminiscent of the Chicago Bulls. You know, when they had the Derrick Rose. Now they don't have a Derrick Rose, but Jalen Brunson is kind of playing that role for them. But it's like what Octavia said. It's wild that they're up 2-0. Yes, they had a miracle comeback late in that game, and the Philadelphia has to look at themselves. Like Kyle Lowry, what are you jumping out of bounds, bro? Like, fight for the board. Like, come on, man. See, that's that BS. See, little things. Fight for the rebound, man. You see what I'm saying? Tyrese Maxey, yes, we're gonna get to that. I know they're saying that he was fouled a couple times, whatnot. Gotta be stronger with the ball in those situations. Like, cuff that month, and like y'all not getting this timeout. Nick Nurse, don't half-ass timeout, call a timeout. Then you think you're getting the ball back and relax, and then when you see Tyrese Maxey lose the ball, bro, I'm sprinting on the court. So they damn near about to give me a text. Timeout. You see me right here, dog. I'm gonna interrupt the play. You see me calling a timeout. That's what you have to do. Matter of fact, he should have called a timeout as soon as Kyle Lowry took the ball out. And Kyle Lowry, this isn't your former team. This isn't the Heat. This isn't the Raptors or whatever, where these guys are that familiar. Why are you hopping out of bounds quickly before they can get acclimated and understand what you're doing? The ref is already counting by the time, it's like 2 or 3 seconds. They're, shoot. And now they scrambling, which is advantage Knicks, because they're already going to be hounding you anyway, trying to make sure you don't get the inbounds the ball. But for them to be up 2-0 is amazing, because you got to really look at this thing, man. Like, Brunson is shooting bad, man. Like, 29% from the field, but 16% from 3. What's saving that man is he getting to the free throw line, bro. Like, I'm trying to figure out how he's averaging 23 shooting like that. Like, and honestly, last night, man, I'm gonna keep it real. He damn near shot him to an L. He hit a big shot, but it's like, player, you shouldn't have got up 20-something shots the way you shooting. You see what I'm saying? And with Nick Nurse basically saying, I'm gonna leave Josh Hart open. Josh Hart is hooping, man. Like, look, he's averaging 21 to 14 rebounds on 53% shooting from the field, man. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, no, my fault. 53% shooting from deep. So he's giving them 3-pointers and he's lighting them up. Keep feeding them. It's not even that hard. Like, I don't understand. McBride, 15 points, 47% from the field, 50% from deep. Hasn't missed the free throw. DiVincenzo, same thing, 13 points, 3 rebounds. Yeah, 40% from the field, gotta get that up, but he's shooting 46% from deep. Like, these brothers are coming through. Whereas you go on Philly side of things, once you get past Maxey, who's killing them, he 54 and 40 splits and hasn't missed a free throw. He's killing them boys. Even with Embiid averaging 31, he's shooting 39% from the field and 23% from 3-point range. What's saving him is he gets to the free throw line a lot, and he's 19 to 24. But then you get to Kyle Lowry, he's averaging 13. He's shooting well, 46% from the field, 50% from deep. After that, it's Tobias Harris at 8.5, and he's shooting 38%. And then Kelly Oubre is averaging 7. He's shooting 35%. And it just goes on down from there. So the Knicks literally have 5 players averaging double figures in the series, and Philly only have 3. Now, you could look at it one way. You could say, well, when Brunson wake up, it's going to be ugly. But what if the rest of the Sixers wake up at home? Then it's a different game. So it's very close when you really look at it. You know what I'm saying? But in a close game, who are you going to trust more? You're going to trust the team that's willing to dig down and do the little things. And the Knicks are masters at that. That's why they're up 2-0.
Right? Your final thoughts on Knicks Sixers?
Yeah, the fact that the Knicks are up 2-0 just tells me how this series is going to go. They dictated pretty much every facet of both games, to be perfectly honest. They just outworking them. They tougher. You know, they're more composed when they need to be. Yeah, man, and really outside of Maxey, nobody on Philly is really, really making an imprint on the series. I mean, I know Embiid numbers look good, but when you go into detail, Cardell just read off the shooting percentages, like is not efficient. And that's what they need, man. But he dealing with Mitchell Robinson and Hartenstein down there. They're making it tough for him, and he's injured. So yeah, those other guys, they gotta join the series, man, or they just have no chance. Philly could easily be up 2-0. And if they taking some of that momentum back home, then they, obviously their situation is much better, but then they got to dig themselves out of a hole unnecessarily. At the very least, it should be tied up. At the very least, but yeah, they're in the situation they're in. They got to find a way out of it. And to be perfectly honest, I don't think they can. Unless those guys turn their series around. But again, like Cardell said, them dudes are strapping up, man. Like it ain't like they just missing shots or something. Their life is hell right now. So unless DiVincenzo and Josh Hart stop playing defense, then it's going. They might be out of here quick. So yeah, man, they got to get together.
Tibbs is in some type of fever dream, man, with them dudes out there running around defending like that. Them dudes plus OG, he's happy. He got to be happy as hell. And like you have all said, when they don't score, it's not like they stop doing. They don't care. They just, guess what? I guess we both ain't finna score.
Yeah. Yeah. This shit gonna be ugly. Somebody win it 2-0. That's how it's
like
going.
They out here get excited, like, oh, y'all, nobody scoring? Bet. How long can it last? Like, Tibbs is in a fever dream. All right, on to another group of folks who's out here blaming folks per usual. We got the Nuggets and Lakers. Ray, we'll start with you. Work our way up. We saw the Lakers, right? It's 9-0. I'm not one to say I'm not great at math. Say something's one side and we got to let this go. But the numbers rising. The Lakers have been struggling with this group for a little bit now. We watched the slowest walk down in the world last night. The two-man game gets spammed to a high level of efficiency. And then somebody, throwing their teammates under the bus in a switch, the height of their defensive capabilities. But Ray, go ahead.
I don't know why people were even acting like this series was going to be competitive. The Lakers got out to a 20-point lead last night, but we know how that story ends, man. Anthony Davis and D'Lo, they had it going through 3 quarters, but somebody tried to hijack the win, and now they're down 2-0. So it is what it is, man. Like you pointed out, this is not new. They've had their issues with Denver for a while now. I don't think they beat them since the bubble. So it's a 2-7 for a reason, man. And this is not one of those situations like Philly's in where, they deal with injuries and all that. No, the Lakers are a 7 seed. It is what it is. And guys got to be who folks are saying they are in order for them to get one up on the board. So we'll see. But nobody can guard Jokic. Apparently nobody can guard Jamal Murray neither. It's going to be a long day for them. But they better do something, because if they go out like they did last year, buddy, let me tell you, block me now.
Cardell.
Man, that boy Jokic, man. He what he's doing to him is downright just. You gotta pop the trunk on him. It's bad, dog. It's damn near like, let him get up. I'm bored. All right, now I gotta play. I got something to play for. It's looking like that. And the thing is, Jamal Murray really ain't get going to the fourth quarter in this whole series. And they, yeah, y'all had him up 20, man. They have no answer for him. AD can't guard him. He's too big. LeBron won't even try, and he shouldn't try because he damn sure can't guard him. But the thing that makes Jokic great is, as a defender, even help side, it's scary to leave your man. Like, do we double? Or like, do we trap him? Then he's going to be surgical. And other guys going to get 15 to 20 points. Hell, Michael Porter already doing that. He's averaging 20. You know what I'm saying? 20 and 8. That's the other factor that no one wants to point at while the Lakers are down defensively. Truth be told, only one getting it done is Anthony Davis. So he got to help out everybody else and deal with the monster in the middle, who outweighs him by about 50 pounds and stuff like that, man. And like, dog, it's and you can see in AD face, like, this is why I want to play center. This is what I've been saying since in New Orleans. Y'all ain't listening. It's the you know what I'm saying? Like, it's bad, bro. It's what do you do to stop this man? Like, I don't think people, dog, the man is averaging 29 points, 16 rebounds, and 8.5 assists. But he's shooting 61% from the field, 42% from three, and 88% from the free throw line. That's ignorant, dog. That's ignorant, man. It's like he in the gym by himself, making 6 out of 10 shots. Like 50-40-90, you hooping. This man, no, it's 60-40-90, dog. Like, it's ridiculous, man. And the crazy part is, bro, the Nuggets haven't even played as well as they can play. The others haven't really. They just scrapping the car, and then he just takes over. Then Jamal Murray hits some clutch shots late. But when you go on the Lakers side, you know, LeBron offensively, I'll give it to him. He's doing well, but I can't give it to him defensively because, like, on that last possession, why you leave? You know what? I'm not even going to ask. This is what he does. It's what he does. Y'all get him. And you got these blind witnesses making excuses for him and stuff as usual. It's like, nah, you the guy. Why are you leaving AD, who been getting destroyed in the paint all game? He probably got no legs. Why are you always leaving it for that man? Why don't you help him out on this end? And stop trying to cover up for your lack of impact on the defense, man, with your offensive numbers and all the people who scared to criticize you and stuff like that. The reason why y'all down is because y'all can't stop Jokic. And y'all couldn't stop Jamal Murray in the fourth quarter. Y'all had that game. Had y'all slow down Jamal Murray, y'all win that game. You see what I'm saying? And that's what he's doing. He's playing like hero basketball in the sense where I'm going to try to cover up for me not really wanting to expend that energy defensively. I'm going to try to make up for it offensively. So, but if you're not hitting shots, then what? So now you blame the officials because you're trying to sow seeds so they can give y'all a bunch of calls so y'all can have some type of hope when y'all go to LA, because y'all know if it's all things fair, they're gonna still whoop y'all ass in LA too. So I understand the game that they playing, man, but nah, bro. It's just the thing is Jamal Murray don't woke up now. So now you might have two monsters you got to deal with. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not with all the complaining, man. You know, and Ray know this from the Kennedy Jones. He probably got it in the doc he's putting together and stuff like that. I remember we was playing Bowie State and we weren't getting no calls. It was bad. The refs were horrible. But everybody on the coaching staff to the players was complaining about the refs. And I'm like the only one that was just like, yo, stop bitching about the refs. Coaches included. They gonna do what they do. They making the calls. And with that being said, we still had a chance to win the game. As bad as they were, we still had a chance to win the game. That goes to show you it doesn't come down to that. It comes down to what each team does. And that's doing the little things. That's scratching the claw, executing on both ends. That's what the Lakers haven't been doing enough of. You're playing the champs. You're playing the champs, dog. Like, you got to knock them out. LeBron, you of all people should know what you're facing, especially with Jokic, because he's basically doing you what you've been doing all these years to teams. It's the same thing. He's just bigger. He's doing it from the center position where you was doing it from the wing. And that's what's crazy because centers are not used to having to deal with that. So now it's mismatches everywhere because now like AD, who don't even want to bang with centers, it's just, but this ain't Travis shit. Now he's like a point guard. He's thinking like a point guard. It's cold. It's tough. It's tough to stop that man. So really, instead of complaining to the officials, man, y'all gonna have to expend energy on defense. Make this an ugly game because y'all gonna have to trap Joker. That's the only way. and then get back to your man. You're gonna have to play some traditional defense. How about that? Because the way you guard them straight up in the strategy I've been doing is not gonna work. There's no way y'all should be up 20 in their building. Jamal Murray struggling and stuff like that, and they walk y'all down like Darryl Green in his prime. It shouldn't be like that. See what I'm saying? So he can cry all you want. All I know is, bro, if the game close and game 3 is over. If we look up in the second half, third quarter, and the game is close, even if the Nuggets are down on all that series over, bro, y'all better smack them to really try to salvage some confidence. Be like, all right, yo, there's some belief. They just held serve in home court. That's the only way y'all can put some type of doubt in their mind. Because the way they playing right now, they looking at it like, bro, we ain't even played well when we got y'all down 2-0. Now we finna go to LA and really put on the show and get y'all up out of here. So, man, hey, complain to the refs all you want. I don't think the refs gonna really help.
Octavia, Lakers, Nuggets.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep it brief because I think y'all covered most of it, if not all of it. I would just like to say, first of all, these games are late as hell. It took everything in me to stay up to watch this game because I'm watching the game, and the Lakers up by 20, and I'm like, maybe. Then I stopped. I was like, wait, the Lakers always lose to the Nuggets. I'm gonna stay up. And thank God I did because it was a great game to watch. But like you said, like they literally walked them down. Like for most of the second half, AD and LeBron looked gassed. They looked exhausted. Like they couldn't take it anymore. And granted, at the same time, don't get me wrong, this is probably the most exhausted that I've actually seen Jokic, but it ain't matter to him. Like it was just. I don't really have much words. Like I said, y'all covered most of it, but I mean, they lost to them 10 games straight. I think they said they haven't beaten them since 2022. Every big moment that they have, then they play against the Nuggets, they get their ass whooped. Opening the game of the season when they got their rings, got their ass whooped. When LeBron hit 40, however many points, most scoring title, they got their ass whooped by the Nuggets. I think they said it was the night where they unveiled the Kobe statue and they played the Nuggets and they got their ass whooped. So I'm just saying like a recurring theme here going on. And yeah, like we all knew LeBron wasn't going to guard him. But yeah, like that's what you call like a team that's like. Because, I mean, being down 20 is demoralizing at times, but we know in the league, like a 20-point lead can go fast with the way they play nowadays. It get gone real quick. And I feel like the momentum started as soon as AD got their 4th foul. They was like, oh, all right. Now we really about to go to work. And because I feel like as soon as they took AD out, Jokic went straight to the block and was like, let's go. And then when AD came back in, he still said, oh, are you back? Let's keep going. And yeah, and I mean, great to think about it. Like there are others, like you said, really didn't even get off that much. They did enough to keep them in the game. I think they had a lot of good points where they kept the energy back up. KCP, Bron, Aaron Gordon is always an energy starter for them as well. And just keeping Jamal Murray like engaged in it because, like I said, he wasn't playing well either. I think they said he had 6 points throughout the first 3 quarters, scored 14 in the 4th, including the game winner. So, yeah, it's about to get real ugly. Now they about to go to LA under the bright lights, and you really know they want to show off there. It's gonna get a little bit nasty. So, like, yeah, and I mean, I don't know where the rest of the Lakers are. I mean, Rui, I think he had a great season when he came over last year. I don't even know why he decides to even look in Jokic's direction when it comes to guard because he's manhandling him. What is it? Austin Reeves? I don't know where he's been. And granted, give D'Lo a lot of props because he was getting flamed after game 1. I mean, I ain't never seen so. I mean, I have, but I haven't seen so many D'Lo memes in a while. So. I mean, he had like 7 threes, but think about it, that wasn't even enough. They only had 3 players in double figures, 80 with 32, LeBron with 26, D'Lo with 23. Next highest scorer had 9 points, Austin Reeves. And Prince had 6, and Hachimura had 3. Starting power forward 3 ain't gonna cut it. And I mean, I know Gabe Vincent is coming off injury. Spencer Dinwiddie played 10 minutes, no points. Like it ain't gonna fly. And like I said, granted, with everybody else on the other team, their others still might not have produced that well, but they gave them that spark when they needed to. Holiday played hell of defense. Watson played hell of defense. We know KCP played hell of defense. Yeah, it's gonna get nasty. I mean, they better hope they get one at this point. And I don't want to hear the same thing we heard last year. Well, it was like a close sweep. Like they got swept, but they were close in every game. I don't want to hear that either. They got swept, bro. And if they get swept 2 straight years by the same team, just maybe they should have did what they said. They should have lost that playing games. They could have ducked them, but here we are.
Yeah, man.
Go James. Come on, go James.
My only 2 cents is that boy was a biscuit away from a 30-20-10 game.
27, 20, and 10.
Yeah.
And they say
AD,
the only player who's ever done that.
I think AD had 30 in the first half. So that was 2 in the second.
Yep.
But he made players better. That's what I've been told, right? He made the players around him better. You don't realize he got to go and get on the ball. Go ahead, man.
On the Suns.
But wait, and also we were talking about his defense. Didn't he say he should be defensive player of the year one of these? Oh, okay.
Yeah, early, yeah, dog.
I'm gonna do my best.
That's all that shows for. That's all that shows for.
The podcast. That's what it was. It was the podcast. I don't know why. And I could have sworn, didn't Anthony Davis just come out and say as well that he's been disrespected for never winning defensive player of the year either?
Look here, man. Not one time in any season LeBron's been in the league has anybody said he was the best defensive player in the league. Not one damn time. Never. Not 1 year.
Rich Paul.
So I'm like, who the defensive player of the year? Who should they take out? Like, which year? Be specific.
I can't. He said he's supposed to have one, so I'm supposed to agree. I'm gonna do my best, be mature. I'm not gonna follow up on that. I did pretty good last week avoiding that. We got Suns Timberwolves. We watching Cardell, you've been on Ant-Man quite early. So he's the best 2 in the league. Boy got the acting out in game 1. The Timberwolves, again, it's misleading in the West because the 1 through 3 seeds, it was a 3-way tie. Essentially, the correct way to look, or not the correct way, I can't tell people what I think. One way to look at the West is 1 through 3 were all like 1A, 1B, 1C seeds, essentially. That's it. Timberwolves took game 1. I'll tell you, we'll start with you and then Cardell. They're playing game 2 now, but Timberwolves Suns, and then we'll wrap up with Clippers Mavericks and Pelicans Thunder.
Yeah, I feel like Ant Edwards is living his best life. Like he out there having a ball. Especially playing against, in his words, one of his favorite players. And he out there giving the business. Like it ain't really too much to talk about, to be honest. Like you kind of just said too, Wilson. Like these teams are 1A, 1B, 1C. Like, and Minnesota really messed it up at the end for themselves. I forgot who they lost to. That really took them out of the 1 seed. So it's gonna be interesting if KD and Devin Booker and Bradley build this whole shebang of this new big 3 and how great they're supposed to be, and all these other pieces that they put around them, and they about to get bounced in the first round. And I'm not gonna be surprised at all. I mean, it's 53-52 right now. And Phoenix is up by 1, but I'm just not impressed by Phoenix at all, to be fair. And granted, think about it as well for the Timberwolves. Like, Cat is really just now getting back from his injury as well, and we've seen how well him and Gobert has played off of each other this year before his injury. And even when he got injured, Naz Reid came in and had a big, importance in their team throughout that period of time as well. Yeah, I'm not. I don't see it happening. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled a game out. You know, KD can do KD things at time, and we know what Book can do. Bradley Beal hasn't been healthy enough long enough for me to remember what he does. So we would see. I know that's a little rude, but hey, these are facts. But yeah. Yeah, I don't really have too many words for this. Like I expect the Timberwolves to just go ahead and put the Suns out of their misery. I'm really more so interested to see what the Suns are going to do in the offseason because Katie don't like something. He end up trying to get somewhere else. So we'll see.
Cardell?
Yeah, man. You know, best two guard in the league. You know, and he's destroying other elite two guards at the same damn time to really prove that, bring that home. Like that's what I'm saying, man. He's just complete. The Suns' problem is they're very small. They're very thin inside. And they don't have a point guard. They don't have anybody that could really set things up properly. They got 3 scorers. That's what really makes them a threat because you got 3 dudes that can get 30 at the same time. So that keeps them in games, and that's a threat because you know 3 guys are lethal. But once you get past those guys, I mean, who are you worried about? So if you just play style defense and take a couple of them out of the game, or at least one of them, you should be able to beat them because they really had no. Who else can they go to really pick up the slack if they get in trouble? Like people don't realize, and this is what I mean by how small they are. The Timberwolves in game 1, 52 rebounds. The Suns, 28.
Jesus.
Yeah, like treat them like little boys. Ant-Man. Yeah, he averaging 33, 9, and 6. 2 steals. The boy shot 58% from the field, 50% from deep in the first game. 5 players averaging double figures. Rudy Gobert's averaging 16 rebounds. Yeah, man, it's just they're deeper. They're better defensive team. They're more balanced because of Mike Conley and stuff like that. There's really, I just can't see them winning, and they got home court. Like right now, even in this game right now, they're down 1. The Timberwolves are down 1. Ant-Man's 1 for 6, and Karl Towns has been on the bench for most of the first half with 3 fouls. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, KD has 11, Booker has 13, and Bill has 9. Nurkic just has 10 to 7. And the game just got tied up. So them brothers, they're 2 top players that are struggling, and they're tied up. This tells
and Grayson Allen got hurt.
And who?
Grayson Allen got hurt. He out the game too.
Yeah, get him up out of there, though. Yeah, it ain't working.
I just turned around, seeing him gingerly walk into the locker room. I was like, yeah, that didn't look good.
Man, he just got the Ant-Man flu. It's okay. I get it, though. Like he 1 for 6. Hey, man, dealing with that month. Then on defense, I can't even get free. It's tough. It's tough, man. So, no, but in all seriousness, man, Minnesota's just a more complete team, more balanced team, man. I expected to go up, and yeah, KD gonna hear a lot of talk if they get swept or get their ass whooped. Like they don't put up at least a little bit of fight. Regardless if they lose, he's gonna hear about it because you've been taking the. Yeah, we got to call it what it is. You've been taking the easy way out for years, and the only ring you got to show for is riding that wave with them boys out in the Bay, man. It's just you cannot say it. You cannot say it. It's a standard that's been established in the league for long before we were here. You either can live up to it or you can't, man. He's too great, bro. So my thing is this: you got 2 other horses. You dealing with a top team. If you that dude, elevate your game. Go 45 a game. Like just go crazy. So you can do whatever you got to do to beat them. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is. But this laid back and grace, going, just moving forward and acting like it ain't your fault and all that. Nah, you got to take that heat because you're the guy. You're the leader of the team. And the thing is, it's not going to get easier. He's 36 years old. He done got old quick. You know what I'm saying? If all them years pass by quick, just keeping it real, man. And, they gave up the house for Brad Beal, and we could have told them some things if they would ask, but they ain't gonna listen to us. So we could, we're gonna leave it alone. We're gonna leave that alone. Booker, Booker tough, Booker good, but to me, he's limited. Like in some areas, man, he got to show me more. Because right now it's just, he killing the regular season, but the playoffs it don't translate when he deal with other dogs at his position. You see what I'm saying? Like he gets beat. And, it's just facts, man. He gets beat, man. And, all the tough guy persona and all that, mouthing off, all the chippiness and stuff like that, the crying of the refs, it's gonna get old after a while. And then the new ownership will be like, we paying entirely too much money to these three dudes to be going out in the first round. So they got some big questions because unless Minnesota just really implode, I don't see the Suns beating them.
Right.
Yeah, I love to see these fantasy teams get smoked. Like, because that's what you deserve, dog. Like Cardell said, man, you're trying to take the easy way out. And these young dudes in Minnesota, they ain't not having it. And yeah, KD, he went out there and cooked y'all and talking like that. Nah, you got to do something, man. Like you can't just take that laying down. And if you don't, then conversations are gonna be had. It is what it is, man. But yeah, Minnesota, I think they just check too many boxes. Phoenix, they don't have the size to compete. They're not good enough defensively. And if you're in a position where you need three guys to go Super Saiyan for you to have a chance, then you're probably going to lose. So this series might be lopsided, man. But yeah, like tonight's game, and is not having the game he had last time. And basically Minnesota as a team is kind of struggling and the game is really close. So what if Anthony Edwards come out and have a third quarter like he did the other day? The score probably going to look just as ugly. So yeah, Phoenix made that big splash with getting Bill, and they depleted their roster to do it. And now they're suffering the consequences. So you reap what you sow, man. Hope they figure it out, but they probably won't.
Hey, man. Somebody got a whole team built over there, and Minnesota been building, adding to it. Like you guys said, Phoenix another one of them those teams with interesting conversations. And from what it seems like so far, that new owner is not very patient. Shall be interesting. Mavericks, Clippers.
Man, somebody got to defend Kyrie, Luka. One of y'all motherfuckers got to play some damn defense, man. That's all that is. And God damn, dog, y'all play hard and look like he back in Houston. What Wilson's line? The corpse of Harden out there looking like he back in Houston. MVP Harden. Come on now. But no Kawhi, y'all getting waxed like that? Come on, dog. Come on, man.
They just booted up the Android to make his debut too. Are you out here going? As Ray just said,
But on all seriousness, what changed for the Clippers? We got them back right as Russell Westbrook for showing that bench mob, because that's the thing people love about Russ. I don't give a damn what team he on, but playoffs, regular season, preseason, all-star game. That brother don't even know how to play one way. That's all out. So that's contagious when you constantly got that dude out there doing that and then it's even more contagious when you a young fella like some of the Clippers are, and you see him with all his accolades and the damage he's done in the league, one of the best players to ever play in the league, and he's still playing like he a wide-eyed rookie trying to prove himself with the energy-wise. You gonna pick your shit up, man. So all that too cool for school stuff Luke and Kyrie be on sometimes, it ain't gonna work now. So they better go similar to the Suns. They gotta be nuclear for them to have a chance. They gotta be. You see what I'm saying? And and poor Gav. God damn, man. I just wish he can hit a growth spurt or something, man. Every time he deal with these bulky centers, man, they just show him how small he is, dog. I'm like, damn, dog. I can't catch a break. But yeah, man, that too. The inside, the Zubac, all them boys, man. How big they are and stuff like that, man. And then the defense. And then you add in another defense, dog. Another defender to throw at Luka or Kyrie. Come on, man. And then you got Ty Lue, the evil mastermind over there that just love tinkering with stuff. Look, it is what it is. So pick and roll. And now Harden got another pick and roll buddy with Kawhi and stuff like that. You gotta make decisions on. You better hope he rusty. Because if it's mid range on, what you gonna do now? With the way Harden's shooting the ball right now. I mean, it's lights out, man. And then if them brothers clamp down because it's the playoffs, and Kawhi and Paul George clamp down like they're capable of. I know KG had a little funny analogy the other day, but yeah, man, Paul George elevate his mall security defense to SWAT like Kawhi, the series over, bro. It's just over. So it's similar to the Wolves and Suns series in a way. It just is what it is, man. So if they're gonna play like that, we all know they're not gonna defend. I'm talking about Kyrie and Luke. We know they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna put up numbers offensively. It's over.
Man, is a theme here. Octavia Ray, if you want to chime in on Clippers Mavs, or we can just wrap things up with Thunder Pelicans. I don't want to get y'all's thoughts on the NBA awards before we get out of here. But if you had anything for Clippers Mavs, feel free to chime in.
I'll just piggyback off that. Ain't nobody playing no defense. I was like, damn, because I expected for it to be a lot more competitive, especially with no Kawhi. But Kawhi's playing tonight. Now I'm just like, well, I don't know what happened now. So yeah, it's definitely similar to Wolves and Timberwolves, because we know like the Clippers, like they have the pieces to do it. It's just, are they going to actually buckle down and do it? Is what we keep waiting to see. And if everybody's going to be healthy, how healthy Kawhi is going to be. But if they're going to play like that without him, and to see them play against the Thunder would be an interesting situation.
Ray, any thoughts on Mavs Clippers?
No, I just want to reiterate what Cardell said about them getting Westbrook back, because we saw what they look like with him. We saw what they look like without him. It was a lot of questions surrounding that team. Players was talking about they didn't know what their identity was. And Westbrook came back and they got back on track, and it was right on time. And now with Kawhi coming back, it's he'll round in the shape. They're gonna be dangerous, man. Like they were looking like maybe the best team in the league at one point this season, and I think people forgot that. So yeah, if they get back to clicking on all cylinders like that, they're gonna make it interesting.
All right, last but not least, we got the 1-8 matchup ruined a little bit by big injury for the Pelicans, but we got Thunder Pelicans, and that one was extremely close. SGA huge down the stretch in that one, as the Thunder took game one. Ray, we'll start with you, and then Cardell and Octavia, share your thoughts on Pelicans Thunder.
Yeah, I want to see. I just want to see how the Thunder handle being in this position, being as young as they are. It's going to be interesting, man. But they got pieces. They're the number one seed in the West, so they've been hooping this year. It's hard to make that leap in real time, like in the postseason. So we'll see, man. But yeah, they already gutted out a tough win. So yeah, man, I'm just excited to see those young guys rock and see how far they can take this thing.
All right, Cardell.
Yeah, it's an extremely close series. Obviously, SGA is the best player in the series, but I think it came down to, Brandon Ingram, Herbert Jones being so off. I think if they play their normal games, it's not close. Ingram had 12 points, but he shot 29% from the field. He was 5 of 17, and Herb Jones was 2 for 10. He shot 20% from the field. That can happen. CJ McCollum, he didn't shoot the best, but he shot well enough for them to win. And Trey Murphy, he led the way with 21 points. One thing I would love to see them do is feed Valanciunas more. They have no answer for Valanciunas, man. Like shit. Man, you think AD too small for Jokic, man. Like shit, hungry, man. But Man, he looking like a white girl with no ass, man. He got to eat a couple steak sandwiches, dog. It's just facts, dog. Like Valanciunas is busting, dog. It's bad, man. He's moving them whenever he want. Like my man had 13 and 20, but he only had 9 shots, 5 and 9. That's what I'm saying. It's like I get he's not the most offensively polished big man, but sometimes, man, you gotta let your role players rock, dog. When you know it's a mismatch, feed them, feed the beast. Because then CJ and Ingram, with the struggles that they have shooting the ball, he's going to eventually have to draw a double, and somebody's going to be open. You know what I mean? And he's capable of just passing it out. Now, he ain't wicked like Jokic, man. He can throw a no-look between 3 defenders, cross court, something like that. But he knows how to kick it out, find the right shooter, the right guy the ball's supposed to find so they can get good looks and good attempts, man. But that's a weapon. We talk about it all the time because we see it with the Wizards all the time. Every time we see that dude, he killed. Every time. Like, you feed him. Give him 15 shots instead of 9. See what that does. That changes the game. So now he's closer to 20 points, but he can get 20 rebounds. That's a come on, man. That's Moses Malone numbers. You see what I'm saying? That changes a lot for that team. Then that helps Ingram get in rhythm. That helps Herb Jones and those guys get in the rhythm stuff, especially without Zion. Y'all need it all hands on deck. Especially, with OKC having home court. SGA doing what they're doing and stuff like that. And you can get this young team while they're still trying to figure things out. Because when they figure things out, especially with no Zion, it's going to be trouble. You know what I'm saying? I know SGA is used to it because he's been in the playoffs before, but you're talking about Jalen Williams and Shet and all those guys. And, look, after that it's Lou Dortz and Aaron Wiggins, Jalen Williams. Like, it's a bunch of guys that this is their first time being there. So they need to take advantage of it, man. And I just think, Shea just made a couple more plays than CJ. You know what I'm saying? And I think CJ settled for that last second attempt or whatnot. But play smarter basketball, and then they can have their chance to win the series.
Octavia, last thoughts on Thunder Pelicans?
Yeah, same. It was. I won't say it was closer than I thought it would be, but it was definitely a good game. I'm looking forward to see how both teams bounce back. Thunder, of course, just because, I think they said that the youngest number 1 seed, I don't know if they said ever, but like the youngest number 1 seed, I think they said their average age is 23.8. So that tells you they got a lot of youth on their team. And, a lot of them are there for the first time, even though a lot of them have probably played in big games. But, this is a different beast. And the Pelicans got pretty much good vets out there as well. They had that run a couple years ago, and I don't know if you want to call it a run, but in the playoffs a couple years ago as well. But I definitely think, kind of the air went out of their team losing Zion the way they did in the play-in tournament. So they definitely got to pull it together. Valanciunas, like you said, definitely has the ability to be dominant against Chet. And I definitely agree with and see where you're coming from, Cardell, about giving him more touches. But yeah, CJ got to play better. I think he played better in this game than he did in the play-in games. It looks like he was a little bit in a shooting slump. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of similar to Bucks Pacers, youth versus, some, well, maybe not Bucks, but maybe Cavs Magic, a little bit of youth versus some, seasoned veterans as well. But ultimately, to me, it's about who has the best player on the team in the series. And right now it's Shea. And I expect the Thunder to pull it out. But, you never know. But yeah, I'm definitely interested to see how this one continues to go on as well. And definitely to see the adjustments both teams make. Because both of them have really good coaches as well, if you want to call it sneakily, whatever. I think they said the Thunder coach is like up for coach of the year. I guess we'll get into that as well. But yeah, so I'm interested to see how both teams adjust and get into the next game.
All right, we'll wrap things up with these are the awards finalists. I'm sure we'll go group by group and get you guys' thoughts just openly. We'll start with Kia, NBA Clutch Player of the Year. Up to be nominated, we got Steph Curry, DeMar DeRozan, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I believe all the recipients will be all the winners will be named this week. I think we have one named tonight, to be another tomorrow night, so on and so forth. But in that group,
it ain't good for DeRozan. It ain't good for DeRozan, but Yeah, you kind of gotta give it to Shea. He came through in all the games that helped him get the number one seed. And I think I saw. Yeah, they are. I know they're younger than some college teams. You know what I'm saying? which just shows you the time span. You know what I'm saying? We grew up with your ass old. Ain't no respect. You should be killing. You old as hell. Now it's the norm. So it is what it is. But yeah, you gotta give it to young fella, man. He emerged this season as one of the best in the game. Yeah, it's definitely deserved. Because he definitely came through in the clutch in a lot of games.
Anybody have a different selection here?
Nah, I just didn't even know this was a thing. Like, where does come from?
I feel like last year was the first year. I feel like last year was the first year because I think De'Aaron Fox won it last year.
Adam Silver, yeah, he did win. Adam Silver.
Ray said, "What am I looking at?" We got this is the interesting one. We got Kia NBA Defensive Player of the Year.
It is.
This is people gonna be up in arms about this one, but man, there's a lot of interesting names on this list. We got Bam Adebayo, we got Rudy Gobert, who's always on this list, and young fella, Mr. Alien himself, Victor Wembanyama, is on this list. What y'all think about this list, and who do you guys select?
I mean, they team stunk, but
yeah, dog.
Individually,
yeah, dog. My man averaged 3.6 blocks and 1.2 steals. I gotta give him. I gotta give it to Wembanyama.
I would say.
I love Rudy. I love Rudy and Bam, man, but
then it was like one player, it's like a 4-on-1 break, and Vic was the only one back, and all types of decisions was being made. Like, oh.
Hey, he won it. He won it early in the year when Wiggins shot that three, and he caught it at the peak and blocked that joint. Like, I'm like, oh hell no, dog. Like, we got to float the threes down, dog, with this motherfucker. Like, what the hell? And Wiggins was far. It was like 30 feet. It wasn't like, I'm like, oh hell no, man. This something different. And he out there with guards and stuff like that, bruh. Like he got. Y'all know what I'm talking about with the Rudy Gobert. They drive and they sense he around, just dribble back out.
Mm-hmm.
Them dudes are just stop and pass. Like, yo, I'm relocate. Like, it's on steroids. The field. I gotta give it to him. And the thing is, man, young fella just learning when he add the strength and stuff. Oh my god, dog. It's wicked.
Hey, bro, it was midway at the All-Star break, right? At the All-Star break. And this is not a knock on Rudy Gobert, what I'm about to say. This is just how crazy this kid was. I think it was maybe a week or two after the All-Star break. He had put together one of Rudy's previous seasons defensively when Rudy won the award. Bro, we still had a couple months left on the season.
So what are we talking about then?
His defensive rating is
just give him the award now.
And I don't know if folks have checked, like, the difference between him on and off the floor for San Antonio. Disgusting. It's like that impact is superhuman. It's legitimately nuts. All right. Here, NBA most improved player, we got Tyrese Maxey, Big Sengun, and then Kobe White of the Bulls.
I know Maxey won it already. They announced it earlier today, and well deserved, but Alvaro Sengun, man. Damn, that young boy. I mean, that boy cold, man. But Maxey had an all-star year, man. I can't knock him. He got the all-star, so he got the edge. But Sengun was right behind. It was close. Because he balling.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Maxey did have all three of these dudes made a case. Maxey just probably may have made the best case, and obviously Sengun went down with the injury, but he's there, man. Like, I don't know what it looks like if he didn't get hurt, honestly. Like, he was huge for Houston this year. While they're trying to get themselves together.
They probably find themselves in a play-in or something if he don't go down.
Exactly.
All right, NBA most valuable player. We got Luka Doncic. Jay is here again, and then Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, I already know who I'm going to.
Nikola Jokic.
Like, he should have won last year. He should win next year. He should win the year after that. Like, just change the name at this point until he retires. But yeah, like
The man averaging 26, 12, and 9 this season on 58, 35, 81 splits. After winning the championship, and he could have chilled because he won the chip. Like, I'm gonna relax. Like, now SGA had them all. He had a crazy year, 36 and 5 on 53, 35, and 87. But no, that's 26, 12, and 9. That's a triple double on 58, 35, 81, man. Like, what the so he playing with the league, and the cold part is this motherfucker don't care. Just I'm doing my job so I can go race my horses.
That's it, bruh. He got a little bit more personality now, though. He in commercials out here acting a little wild, you know. But yeah, like,
and you ain't gonna punk him. Cause see, when he did that thing in the Morris, you notice all the bullshit stopped. They just play basketball now. That's all
you right though. You right though.
Ain't no problem.
Playoffs ain't had no problems. His brother stood
ain't
up.
No problems. Ain't no problems no more. They just like, hey man, they just look, bro. What Chris Bosh say when Kobe gave him 81 when he was in Toronto? He said sometimes you just gotta take your ass whooping like a man. That's what it is every night. You just gotta take your ass whooping, bro, and be the only one that can kind of go blow for blow with him. Outside of that, it gets bad at the center position. And all these people saying he shouldn't get it because they tired of man. It's like y'all fan ass. Shut the dog.
If you the best 20 years in a row, then guess what? You get the damn award 20 years in a row.
MVP.
You won last year too, and this year.
Hey man, look, if y'all don't like it, stop them. How about that? Stop them. Stop them. You can't. So let it go. I don't know if y'all saw last night after LeBron got the steal on Jamal Murray and dunked it. Did you see the panic in his eyes when they inbounded the ball real quick to Joker, and he knew there was no way in hell he could get back into that play? It was just legit. Oh, play's over. Bro, like the splits Cardell just shared 1, 2. He's 1 assist away from averaging a triple double as a 5. And are we gonna pretend like it's inconceivable that he could do so within the next couple of years? That's 1 more made shot from his teammates. Seriously, y'all. Like,
and I'm a defensive dude, bro, but he scares the shit out of me with his passing. Like, I'm like, I don't know if I should dig down. Like, that's some scary shit. Like, dog, you never dealt with a dude like that. Not on the block. From the wing is different. You know, but bigs, I'm coming down there, help you out, get back to my man. I would never forget that pass a few years ago when he threw it against San Antonio. He from the block and he threw it and it zipped past everybody's face. And Michael Porter, even he was shocking. He bobbled the ball and just shot up like. And it was a delayed reaction. Whoever was defending him looked like Otto Porter in that Bulls play where he was just stuck. And he was like, "Oh shit, he got the ball!" Like, dog, that's the scary shit. And you know he can get it there. You think I got good defense. Ain't no way. Oh shit, that's the scary shit. And his teammates now are ready for it. Michael Porter, that shit is quick. Them Jones hurt. That's what's killing the Lakers. That's why they. Hey, refs, help us out, dog. Y'all see the foul, dog. Help us out. Dog.
Hey,
don't let us go out like this. Like, don't let us go out like this, man. We the Lakers. Come on, man. Like, help us out, please.
I saw about Tibbs was in heaven earlier. MPJ is a dude who don't want to do nothing but let that thing fly, playing with Joker. Bro, he's letting it go as soon as he catch it, no matter what.
Bro, he playing so bad. I mean, he playing so good. Dude's not even talking about his brothers.
Like, think about that. And y'all can go Google what he did, like what they did. Like, this is national news, but
yeah, they having a hell of a
that's
ride.
a great point.
Come on, man. He like, I gotta redeem the family name.
Hey, he's coming to game with the family crest on his chest, holding it down. Right,
I gotta hold it down, dog. This is some crazy shit.
Hey, dog, the three hit last night off the botch play with Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
Bruh, not only to be ready, the concentration, like, yeah, all right. Kid NBA Rookie of the Year, we got Chet Holmgren, Brandon Miller. You know who. You know who.
Come on, man. It's like,
hey, man, it's one of them things, like, Darren Wizards, look what I got to do. Player of the game is up there, man. I can't do anything about it. Kid NBA six man of the year. Malik Monk, Bobby Portis Jr., and Nas Reed.
Ooh, this probably the toughest one. Ooh,
yeah.
I feel like it would be Malik if he didn't get hurt.
I mean, I feel like he played enough of the season though, and then
Bobby Portis going out off the bench though.
They took a nosedive late when he got hurt at the wrong time. But you can't knock what Bobby Portis did or Nas Reed.
With the cat and
hey man, you gotta flip a 3-headed coin, man. I don't know.
Hey man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm leaning heavily Nas. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like
I'm leaning at 13-5.
Yeah.
47 from the field, 41% from three, 73% from free. Yeah, I got rock with that. Like, 81 games played. Yeah.
Oh, I ain't realized play.
So that means anytime any of them bigs is out the game,
I'm ready, bro.
Not only is he Bobby Portis ready, it's Bobby Portis ready with some shit on top. Like,
yeah.
Nah. And that's not a knock on Bobby at all, but like, bro, it changes the NBA Coach of the Year. When we wrap things up, we got Mark. I butchered your last name. I'm so sorry, sir. Oklahoma City Thunder's head coach. We got Chris Finch and then Jamal Mosley.
Gotta go with Mark. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce your last name. Respect, Coach Mark. No one saw OKC being the number one seed in the West, like period. And the way those young boys have came together, he's developed them. I mean, Presty, man, well, you gotta give him props, man. That man knows what he's looking at. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you see what happened with Troy Weaver in Detroit. You know, they try to give some of the thunder to him, like, you know, hey man, he kind of did all that. And they didn't work out so well in Detroit. They kind of relinquished his duty. So, you know, it's Presty mostly, and he knows talent. The Clippers ain't quite know what they had when they traded SGA for Paul George, because I ain't gonna lie, if I'm Kawhi at this point, I need that shot. I might want SGA over Paul, especially with his injuries. And I mean, yeah, bro, you gotta give him props, man. Like they done waiting a year, staying patient with him. He definitely is runner up for Rookie of the Year. If it, you know, yeah, man, Jalen Williams drafting him. Nobody was really checking on him, and he's one of the best young players in the league. Hey man, like even Aaron Wiggins and all them young fellas and stuff like that, man, the way just developing them. You could just see how, and he did it twice, like Presty, and understand that this is the coach for this team. The fact that he's done it twice, because he did it with Russ, KD, Harden, and Ibaka and that mob, and he done did it twice, and it's gotta give off all the props in the world. You're gonna have to deal with him. You have to deal with them for a while because they're young, and they all of them pretty much on their rookie deals, or just coming off 2 ways and stuff like that. You got to deal with them, and they're gonna be a handful because all they need is experience. They ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, they set up, and they still sitting on all them damn picks to keep adding to their bench for the years. Let's not forget that part. You know, the jokes and stuff was cool, but you know, shit got serious a little quick. OKC. Oh, why they hoarding picks? Now they just be like, you know, hey man, you priced out, dog. Guess we'll just take another lottery. Like, you know,
it's gonna be and get it right. Why can't the Wizards have their damn luck? Sheesh.
It's a great way to exit things. We appreciate y'all this week, man. Don't forget, we got the NFL draft this week, so look forward to coming back next week with y'all and talking about what everyone's respective team gets. I'm sure Octavia is excited about that. You know, I can't wait to see what happens.
Cardell, how about your trade?
Oh, no? See, I'm well, gonna be me.
See,
I just was asking.
You just want to ask, huh?
Hey, look, we want to take the opportunity.
No, don't leave. It's coming. Don't worry. I'm John Wick, baby. I'm in the shadows. I'll get you.
I really want to go. Seriously.
Nah, I don't want to hear it, man. Let it. See, y'all was chilling. See, I was letting you live. It's all good though.
Not Big Stewie and Brian
I
moments.
seriously
I'm gonna
wanted
get
to
you
know
back.
because you weren't here. We talked about our teams at one time. You were supposed
Man,
to
you
ask
know
me
what it
something,
is,
and I
man.
forgot.
Everybody in the world know Russ got traded. There ain't nothing to talk about.
No, it was something else. I can't remember what it was.
Sean Payton ass don't know what he doing.
That sums it up.
Per
That
usual.
sums it up.
I mean, yeah, we're gonna see what they end up doing. A lot of people got some interesting decisions to make this week. As usual, we heard all the crazy noise surrounding everything. And 48 hours, 48 hours from now, we can find out what's real, what's not real, who just been talking a whole lot about nothing for the last week or two, because that's always a possibility too. Everybody's getting traded till they not, everybody's taking somebody till they not, everybody's someone's favorite prospect until they just found out who they were on Saturday, midday. So we'll see what happens. But this has been the Focus TV. We'll see y'all next week. Don't forget to get over to the Roku channel and then get over to FocusTV.com.